that? Twisted Wonderland is becoming an anime. How exciting. I can't wait to watch. Let me explain. Alright, first of all, before we get into things, please don't mind that the background is gonna be mostly Identity V gameplay. I gotta have something except for showing a black screen the whole way through the video. So, Twisted Wonderland. What is that? Well, it is a game made by Disney Japan, and one of the creators and illustrator is actually Yana Toboso, aka the author of Black Butler. It is a game that is not, and I repeat, not an otome game. Rather, this game is actually an adventure and a rhythmic game. It's also a gacha game, but we'll get into that later. Storyline is like this. When you play the game, you wake up in an unknown world called Twisted Wonderland. You attend, in quotation marks, a college/university called NRC, or in other words, Night Raven College. There, you find out that it is a wizard school that's boys only, and that you meet with this weird creature at first that almost looks like a cross between a cat with blue flames for ears and what the game calls it, a raccoon. Grimm's the name, by the way. And you have to basically get yourself involved into the mess of not being able to go back home, but somehow being able to live on campus while dealing with this raccoon, which we'll call Grimm because that's the actual name of the creature. Also, figure out how to survive on campus because there are some pretty interesting problems into this game. And when I mean interesting, I mean interesting as in super dark storyline and a lot deeper meaning than what many people would first think when they see this. I'm not going to go into full details because that would be spoilers, but unfortunately, I feel like I need to address some spoilers just so that I can address some problems that I can already see with some of the fandom, and also with some past problems with the fandom and when people first learned about it. Not saying names, but we will address those issues in a moment. But we need to cover the very first big topic that I introduced at the very beginning of the video, which is the misinformation. Oh my god, why do people just not do their research? Well, to tell you the truth, this is how it all started. Just a few days ago, there was a popular YouTuber, I'm not going to say the name, I'll just put a title of the YouTuber's name because this was on his TikTok, not on his YouTube. And the way he described it, even though you could say the characters are hot and attractive, the way he does it is just... So it gave off the very wrong impression from the very moment he opened his mouth. Not saying that it was a bad thing, but why couldn't he just do his research again? You're spreading misinformation even if you're giving some of the truth. And please don't get me started with half of the comments that I was seeing. Oh my god, I just can't believe it. The issue with that is because most of the characters are actually underage. So when I see kinds of comments, I'm just like, why? Why do you do this? And I'm not blaming everyone that's doing it. Like, I'm sure there are some genuine people that just thought that they were actually attractive and are just doing it as a joke. But like, once you actually know the character's age, you are gonna have second thoughts. No doubt about it. And while, yes, there are some characters that are of age, it's still pretty much... Why? Why them? Well, maybe except for like maybe one or two characters, but it's just... this is what makes fandoms toxic. The misinformation and those types of people. So I just really hope that after a while it's just gonna calm down and things will go back to normal after a while, but that's not likely. Also, the fact that the person, or I should say, prospector's username is actually one of the characters is actually funny from the Twisted Wonderland game. And, yeah, I'll have a picture, definitely. You'll see it right before or now. But I can definitely tell that some people in the Identity V fandom are into Twisted Wonderland just based off of usernames alone. But that's besides the point. The point here is, with this first thing that I'm addressing, is please, if you're going to give information to spread to other people to learn about an upcoming anime, do your research, please. I get it that it's in Japanese and there's not an official English translation, so it's very hard on limit, but come on. There are English translations out there. You can do a bit of research. You can take 5-10 minutes away and actually do a bit of research. And just like one of my cosplay buddies in my cosplay group quoted, it's like you're doing a presentation on a topic that you spent no time researching at all. Or something like that. I'm so sorry if I mix it up, but that's just my friend's words. And I do know that there are people out there that actually want to learn about the anime and the series it's from, so please, if the person and you find comments is spreading information about it that's wrong, and there are actually people telling others that what the game is actually about, please do some research, please. It doesn't take long. I know it's probably troublesome and not something you really want to do because you just learned about it, but come on. At least trust the real sources rather than someone who's just popular based on revealing new animes. I shouldn't really say revealing, just telling about new upcoming animes. With that out of the way, because I believe I said everything I needed to say for that issue, next issue I need to address is Yana, Toboso, and the voice actors for the Japanese game were never contacted about this announcement. On her Twitter, she announced that she was never contacted and was never provided or giving into helping with the anime. So this is a Black Butler 2.0. And for those that don't know, what I'm trying to say is how the anime for Black Butler was not based off of the manga itself, so they went off of the series for up to season 2, but went back on track for season 3. But the thing is that she was never contacted about this when the Black Butler anime was made out. So yeah, this is like a 2.0. History repeating itself, you could say. And the same thing goes with the voice actors. They were never told about this. So if it wasn't just Yana Toboso and it was also multiple people that were part of the production of the game, then why didn't they know? Why weren't they contacted? Disney, I get it. You want to do this. You want to do more shows. You want to spread more new things. I don't know what you're trying to do. But please, why can't you just ask permission first from the original creator? You are starting to make yourself look bad, Disney. And no, it's not just about the fact that you're starting to eliminate your channels in different countries, all to just get onto Disney Plus. That literally makes no sense. You're going to try to bring all Disney shows into the one platform to watch. Why? But enough of that, because I'm getting sidetracked. Just, why did Disney have to do this? I'm very, very surprised that they just do this. They just take an idea of something already and just start working on it without asking permission or notifying earlier beyond of the creator. The creators and the voice actors, I would not be surprised if they had a say about this and didn't want this to happen. I completely understand and would side with them if they said that, but while I do like the idea of the show show. The game becoming an anime, I wish that they just... it's just so much of a frustration. Like, come on. Again, you could have done better with that. Alright, there is another issue that I need to really explain to others about when it comes to the anime and learning about the characters. I am so tired, because also this happened before once. I am tired of seeing people disliking characters based on appearance and what they are based off of. This goes for the people that believe Kallen, our sweet sunshine boy, our little cinnamon roll. People are already judging the fact that he's based off of the parrot of Jafar's. First of all, you're wrong. Secondly, you shouldn't even be judging that. You're gonna make a mockery of a character being based off of a certain character that they're not even based off of? Ha! Guess who's the clown now? No, but seriously, just don't assume exactly what a character could be based off of, especially the characters that aren't actually based off of something from the movie themselves, or from something that we don't exactly know what they're based off of. People are really pressing about how Kallen is based off of the parrot. Is it parrot, or is it a different type of bird for Jafar? I haven't seen the movie in a while. I apologize, y'all. No, he's based off the sultan, not the bird. He's based off of Sultan, Jasmine's father. And if you were to watch the Twisted Wonderland gameplay of an English translation or play the game, you would understand why he's based off the Sultan, without spoilers, of course. I'm losing my voice here, oh my gosh. I'll see how long my voice can keep up with this, but another issue is Azul and the comments he's getting. A lot of people are very upset and feel like it is a very bad thing that he is not, out of respect and just to say it lightly, chubby, like Ursula, just out of respect. I just want to be respectful for those. But we just don't like the fact that his body is not like Ursula's. Okay? Is that a bad thing, not to be the same chubbiness as Ursula, the character you're based off of? I mean, I could understand why that might be bad, but again, without spoilers, if you were to watch an English translation of the game or play the game, you would find out why he's like that and why he actually isn't a bad thing that he's not chubby like Ursula. I don't want to go into full details because people are calling him the TW word for that, and it honestly is just like, really? Is that really okay? Especially his backstory. How do you think that would make him feel if you were to learn his backstory? And then there's a smaller issue-ish, not as big as the others. Actually, it has to do with one of the characters that people really find hot, and I mean, it's okay, I guess, because the character's a bit older than most of the characters, but I'm like, I still think you should have waist weight until 21 years old. But basically, they are not realizing that the character is based off of Scar, not Mufasa, or another character in The Lion King. So, I kind of don't understand why if all the dorm leaders, or at least one character, I should say, from each of the dorm is based off of one of the original movies of the set characters they are based off of, aka the villains. Why would they be based off of a villain from like the sequel or the third movie of an original movie that was started? So I'm sure there are also quite a few other minor issues that should be addressed, but I can't really go over them all in one video. Unless you want to talk about it in the comments below, feel free to, because I feel like the more information we can spread to others about what we should actually not be worried about versus what we should be is actually really helpful and will actually spread the right information for others that are getting into the fandom. Okay, I think it's time that I talk about the most pressing issue, and that is the NSFW artists and everyone acting up. Oh my god. Okay, I understand they are drawn by the illustrator of Black Butler, and I understand that she has made a hot demon as a butler, but you better not be doing anything 18 plus to minors in a school. I mean, I have been seeing people trying to freaking do NSFW artwork of the character Riddle Rosehearts, and he's underage. Oh my god. Yes, I get it. He's a redhead CL who's older, but he's still a minor. He's still 17. Leave him alone. He's been through so much. If you learn his backstory, he does not deserve this. And so many characters do not deserve this. In fact, there are so many things that I would like to really quickly address right now, because if it comes to shipping and NSFW artwork, we gotta clear some things up in order to be in this fandom. First of all, number one, do not, and I repeat, do not ship Jade Leech and Floyd Leech. They are twins, they are brothers. That is... that's incest, okay? Literally, what? Secondly, never ship any of the students with the teachers. Oh my god. And the faculty. Ugh. They are so big of an age gap, it does not make any sense. Oh my god. I don't get it. Why? Why do you find that so attractive and so much of a thing to look forward to? Oh my god. Why? That is so cringe, especially with shipping brothers. Don't get me started with the article that was based off of the TikTok. Oh my god, why? Especially the title of the article. Why? 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 None of them are freaking 8. None of them should be, in fact. I get it with maybe 1 or 2 characters, but at least respect the minors. Respect them. Respect boundaries on ships. This is why we, as a fandom, are trying to gatekeep most of the characters because they are underage. I don't know what else needs to be said to convince others, but please, just don't do this, please. I get it, they're attractive and all, and maybe you can make fan art of them, but just don't do anything 18 plus. Protect the boys, protect the characters, please. I just don't want this thing to happen. With all of that out of the side, I feel like there is one more thing I should address real quick, and even though it's not part of any of the drama, I really do feel like this is needed. We gotta tell you who all the characters are, and also that there's a manga adaptation and a game adaptation. So first of all, in the game, we have somewhat of a YN situation to put your name in. However, there is a canon name for the character that we play as, and it's just called You. Y-U-U. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, nothing special, no more just magicless student protagonists that we play as. Get a little bit of choice of dialogue here and there. That's all we pretty much have. And now, in the following order of how the dorms I believe are presented based on the chapters, besides our character Grimm, that we have as a bit of a... I forget the term. I know it starts with an M, so I'm so sorry, but basically when like a witch or wizard has like an animal creature with them, but that's basically what Grimm becomes with us. As for the rest of the group, I will quickly say who they are and what they are based off of, because they are all based off of a certain thing, living thing, non-living thing, or villain. Starting off with the Hearts Labial dorm, based off of the Queen of Hearts and the Alice in Wonderland movie, we have Ace Trappola, based off the Ace of Hearts. Deuce Spade, my favorite character, based off the Two of Spades. Trey Clover, based off the Three of Clubs. Cater Diamond, and yes, Cater, not Carter. I had that mistake before, but glad I did my research. Cater Diamond, based off the Four of Diamonds. And finally, Real Rose Hearts, based off of the Queen of Hearts herself. Moving on to Savannah Claw, we have Leona King Scholar, based off of Scar from The Lion King. Jack Howell, who's actually just based off of a wolf, nothing fancy, no sort of character or thing that's part of the villains. And Ruggy Bucci, based off of the Hyenas. In Octavanil, based off of the Ariel movies, we have Azul Ashengrotto, based off of Ursula. Jade Leech, based off of Jetzel. And Floyd Leech, based off of Floxel. I sure hope I said those names right, as I haven't seen the Ariel movie in a long while. Moving on to Scrabia, based off of Aladdin, we have Jamil Viper, based off of Jafar, and Kalim Al-Asim, based off of the Sultan, Jasmine's father. In Pomfior, based off of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs' Evil Queen, we have Vil Schoenheit, I believe that's how you say his name, based off the Evil Queen. Rook Hunt, based off of the Huntsman that's sent to try to kill Snow White. And Ethel Felmer, based off the Poison Apple. Next up is Ignahide, where we have Edius Shroud, based off of Hades himself. And Orthos Shroud, brother of Edia, who is a robot. And I forgot to say this more, but do not do anything to the innocent cinnamon roll Ortho. Do not ship him with certain characters. Do not draw 18 plus art of him. He is a robot. Be nice. And Orthos Shroud, which we don't exactly know if he's just based off of Hades' magic or not, but we'll find out eventually at some point. Who knows? And then on to the last dorm, which is Diasomnia, based off the Sleeping Beauty movie. We have Melius Draconia, based off of Maleficent herself. Lilia Van Rouge, based off of what seems to be a vampire bat. We don't exactly know if he's based off an actual character. We have Silver, who is based off of not the Sleeping Beauty herself, nor the prince himself, Prince Philip, but he's actually based off of the sword that Prince Philip uses during the battle between Maleficent and him. Finally, we have Sebek Zigvold, who we think is believed to be based off of Maleficent's magic, lightning magic, but we're not entirely sure. Oh, and I should mention that some of these boys are technically animals, some of them are fairies, which they call fae, I believe. And then we have some that are based off of sea creatures. I'm sure you guys can guess where those would be, or who those would be. I'm so sorry, my wording is dying. My mouth's dying from all this talking. And then we do have some faculty members that are also based off of certain characters, but I'd rather save that for when people actually get into the fandom and actually learn about it. Oh my god, my voice just died there. Oops, I gotta wrap this up soon. But like I said, we'll save them for later when people get into the fandom, so that they actually have a bit of a surprise as to what other characters are based off of, that we have actual characters in the game for. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention that in the manga adaptation, there's actually a different Yu. His name is Yuken, and Enigma, I have to double check and see, but he is a kendo master So this manga is actually a bit of a different adaptation, a different storyline. However, it's very nice to see what and design of what you could be, and how nice it is to see we get a different character from the game, and basically a not YN version, but more of an actual protagonist that we'll be having. And I can't wait to see how further it goes, since the manga is slowly getting there. Oh boy, that was a lot of stuff I covered in this video, so let's summarize this whole thing up really quickly just to wrap things up. Number 1, Disney Twisted Wonderland is a Japanese Disney game that is getting an anime. There was a viral video on TikTok that spread a bit of misinformation about the game itself, and so I had to clear that up and what the game is actually about. The creator, or one of the supporting creators of the game itself, and the voice actors of the game were never notified about an anime adaptation. There were some comments about certain characters that needed to be addressed because of the way they were described as, even though that's completely wrong and they need to do some research by actually going into the game's lore. The whole 18 plus thing and all the types of people that we needed to discuss about, because there are a bunch of minors in the fandom itself. Not in the fandom, the game itself. Characters in the game itself that should not be having this. And then finally describing all the characters, what they are like, and who they are based off of, and their names. And a brief mentioning of the manga. And also covering a bit of the story's beginning lore, and seeing how dark the anime is. Warning, it gets very dark. There are some very heavy and sensitive topics that are discussed in the game. So for those who are ready to try and dive into it, prepare for a lot of angst. Oh, and one more thing I should mention. If there are any creators out there that are into this fandom and actually do like simp for some of the characters, if my thing came offensive to you and I needed to address these, but it just didn't sound right to you, I apologize on behalf. I know it sounded a bit mean maybe, and I said probably could have ticked some others off, but like, we just need to like calm a lot of the people down first. I get like some of them are hot off the top of just seeing them, but please tone it down a few notches. At least learn a bit about the game itself before jumping into anything. But I believe that's everything I wanted to comment in this game, and I really hope you all enjoy this video. Give it a like and subscribe for more content, and I know my content's mostly based off of Identity, but sometimes I'll probably throw in some Twisted Wonderland videos and maybe some Genshin Impact videos here and there, as well as a few other things. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this video, and I hope this really helped for people who want to get into the Twisted Wonderland fandom. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and give a like on this video, and comment down below some of your thoughts, some of your opinions about the game itself, and whatnot. Thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye!